Anna couldn't sleep. It was no different from every day. Her insomnia was especially severe this week. Although her tired eyes longed for the taste of slumber, she could not fall asleep. Although she craved to grasp it within her hold, she could not trust her eyes. Her mind was racing with thoughts when she looked up at the window and noticed a glimmer of light shining through. It struck her intrigue, so she got up to take a look. They looked like fireflies to her, glowing, shimmering yellow ones. It was winter, so it was unusual for fireflies to show up during such a time. Yet their sight was too beautiful for her to think about anything else but what's right before her eyes. That she didn't even notice herself moving forward through the now open window, and her consciousness didn't get back to her until she was mid-air, free falling into nothing. She was terrified. She didn't know how it happened. She couldn't even see where she was supposed to land, as the street's ground seemed to disappear, and she kept falling on and on. The fireflies carried her body through and lifted her up, looping and turning her around and letting her down on a soft sheet of snow. Bewildered, Anna finally opened her eyes and took in the view in front of her. Was this some sort of a dream? But she didn't remember falling asleep. She saw the fireflies floating up, and snowflakes started to descend along with stardust. "This is beyond belief," she exclaimed. Just as she was starting to have fun, she noticed the fireflies flying away, while the snowfall became intense. It became much darker, and an eerie feeling fell over Anna as fear took over her all of a sudden. A shaded figure emerged from the shadows. The wind blew harshly, as the shaded silhouette now appeared to be 3 jaguars that are now getting closer. Terrified, Anna took over and started running into a road within the forest as the jaguars were still chasing after her, now even quicker. Anna's heart was racing. She tried to think of a way to escape the situation. Anna took a quick turn and hid behind a tree, crossing fingers they wouldn't see her. She had no plan at all. She squeezed her eyes shut when she heard them. Opening them again, she found herself in a ballroom, and the jaguars in front of her, growling aggressively. Anna was so scared, she found a nearby baguette and lifted her arms, getting ready to strike when it suddenly struck her. Why am I being attacked by 3 jaguars in a ballroom, and what exactly made me think that hitting them with a piece of bread could somehow be the answer? Looking back up, Anna saw that the jaguars had disappeared into thin air. She didn't know whether she should be relieved or perplexed, but she certainly was feeling both at this moment. Now, how did I get here in the first place? And where's the way out? She thought. She found a door and hoped it would lead her to the exit of this weird dream, but instead, she found herself in another ballroom. A little boy was sitting on one of the chairs. She asked him if he knew where the exit was, and instead of answering her, he exclaimed at the bear in her hands. Bear? What bear? Just now I was holding so now it's a teddy bear. She smiled and asked him if he wants it, while his face lit up and he accepted her offer immediately. After introducing himself, little Flynn told her he doesn't know what she means by exit. Right as they were talking, a man in armor flew from the door at the speed of light. "Where are the monsters? I shall slay them before they even get to see me. I'm the mighty silver warrior. They shall rue the day they stepped foot inside this kingdom." Kingdom? It's just an inception of ballrooms, she thought. "Do you mean the 3 jaguars from before?" she asked him. His eyes widened in disbelief. "So it's true what I've heard. Are you the monster slayer I've heard of?" I don't know about that," Anna bashfully shrugged. "The prophecy is true then. Don't be humble. I would have loved to see you in action, taking them down, the great monster slayer." "Yeah, with a baguette." "Beast slayer, yeah, right. Although I would have loved to take them down myself. If only he knows the truth, it's nothing like you're imagining." As people randomly cheered in the background, Anna started thinking about the real reason the jaguars disappeared in the first place, and when she recalled the incident, she finally realized that she's been lucid dreaming. She realized at the time that something was off, and she took control of the dream from that point onwards. Well, mostly at least. So, if I wanted to float in the air right now, I could? Overjoyed, she thought about flying, and her feet started lifting from the ground, her body rising. The fireflies were now back, and seeing them, she knew they were her way out. She followed them as they flew away. They were getting faster and faster. Struggling to keep up with them, she started falling down. She closed her eyes, and when she opened them again, her face was stuffed between her pillows, a teddy bear between her arms. It's morning already. It felt like just now that she was dreaming. Her alarm started buzzing, and she thought to herself, "Remind me again, what was I thinking wanting to get out of my dream?"